Hi, this is Stan. I've got a question for you. Here's an interesting idea. Has anyone ever said to you, or maybe called you up, or perhaps written you a note and simply said, you know what? Whenever you come to mind, whenever I think about you, I just, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for you. I really am thankful for you. Has anyone ever said that to you? Have you ever said it to anybody? Well, with your permission, on this Sunday night flowing into what is the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States, I'd like to talk about that question and perhaps think about that, maybe present a bit of a challenge, and perhaps in the midst of this world where there's precious little hope and peace, maybe we can do just a little bit better and make a little more peace in the world today. I'm Stan Houston. The program is Interesting Ideas, and it begins right now. This is something that has always attracted me as I went through all of the trials and troubles of some major career failures. As I said in one of my previous podcasts, have you ever failed at something big time? Well, I certainly have. In fact, a number of times. But I keep pressing on, and I keep pushing on. And I've had a few successes in that. Sometimes I've had even some extraordinary success. But what I found out that really struck me was I was going through one of the books in the Christian literature tradition. And it was from the big hero, the big guy. Not the big guy, that's Jesus, but the big guy. And that is the Apostle Paul, St. Paul. You may have heard of him. They actually named a town after him in Minnesota. Well, they also named a town after him in Brazil, Sao Paulo. In fact, all around the world, there are towns named St. Paul. Well, St. Paul was quite an entrepreneur, and he went around establishing a variety of franchises. Now, that really is true. You see, he had become a follower of the Jesus man of the Christian tradition. He had never met him, but he said he had a out-of-this-world encounter with him. And in effect, he was flipped totally. And going from a guy who is actually in the business of arresting and maybe even killing followers of Jesus, he becomes his most devoted follower. You know, talking about going from one side to the other, from violence to love and peace. That was it. But he was very much in the business of writing letters, and he wrote letters to all of these people where he had established, now get the word now, franchises. That's the word I want to use. Now, people would say they were churches. Well, okay, that's fine. That's an organization, a group of people who've come together. But what it was he brought the message to the people and then said, okay, you've got the message, you've got the teaching, make it work in your town. Indeed, it's your turn in your town and you're on, make it work. And one of those was a rather interesting town where he, in effect, got a group of people together, and it was called Philippi, in one of the Greek city areas, Philippi. And he kind of liked those people. Now, he liked lots of people, and he loved lots of people, but not always did they reciprocate that. There were, like any other organization, there was organizational troubles and difficulties. So in many cases, what he had to do is he had to sit down, and we think, and this is oftentimes what I say is what you should do. He wrote, almost a small book, a letter or a note. Well, he probably dictated it. There's a good reason why we think that's the case, but he probably dictated it and had it sent off. Now, one of the things we do know is that a number of these letters landed up in a variety of places around, Rome. That's the letter to the Romans, obviously. Then the city of Corinth, and the letter to the Corinthians. They didn't give him any fancy name, just it's the letter to the people who live there. And this was the letter to the people at Philippi. So we'll call that, this is for you who are a Philippian. And here's the expression that caught me right off the bat. Every time I think about you, I give thanks. And that struck me. My goodness, what a wonderful thing to say. What a wonderful thing to actually hear. When I think of you, a smile comes to my face, and I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. Well, the reason I share that with you is that I think that's something that we need to put in place in many ways. And that's been a practice that I've actually put in place in my life and business for a number of years. But that struck me because I then came to what I called rule number 1. You see, I was trying to figure out how to be successful after all these failures. Rule number 1, no matter what, give thanks. The proverbial attitude of gratitude. No matter what, say thank you. And then I've discovered that there's even a stronger word. Not only am I thankful for you, but I'm grateful for you. Whenever I think of you, I give thanks. Whenever I think of you, I'm grateful for you. Now, I've heard a few people say something similar to that for me. Oftentimes it's, I'm grateful for your help. I've heard thank you for that many times. But to actually say, just you, whenever I think of you, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. Isn't that a nice thing to hear? Well, what I would like to do is just challenge you with that. If that's never come to your mind, if no one's ever told you about that, now you have been told, and I hope that you will share it with others. I'm going to send a number of postcards to people this week, particularly to people who've been helpful and useful to me, and I'm just going to make it a simple postcard. When I think about you today, I'm thankful. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to challenge you, perhaps, to do the same thing. Let me give you some ideas on perhaps how to do that. I'm Stan Houston. The program is Interesting Ideas. We're helping you to live better, starting right now. We'll be back. When they bury me, or when they burn me up and put me in a vase, or whatever else they finally do with me, and if they want to hold some kind of a service, And I've made it very, very clear to my family that that's not necessary. It's up to you, but please keep it small. Don't make it go on too long. And please, please don't talk about me. Just give thanks for some of the things I might have done. Give thanks to God. And, have a good time. Have a party. I've often said is that if you have any music, you can just say, when the saints go marching in, twist and shout, have a good time, have a celebration. Not about me or necessarily about my life, but, I was blessed and God was good. And so, thank you for the time we may have had together. But go out and have a good time and enjoy life. Well, I know, as I tell people, at this age and stage, that's going to happen soon. Now you say, well, what do you mean soon? Well, soon. By the way, is 10 years a long time when you think of all of history? No. Well, probably within 10 years I'll be gone. Well, that's probably soon. Of course it is. I'm going to die soon. But go ahead and live your life well. I'll be just fine. I do claim the promise that all will be well. Now, here's something you might want to do. Come this week, you might just do this. Go down and put a list of at least 10 or 15 people, okay? That, you really are. You're thankful for them. This could be a friend. It could be a business colleague. Many times it should be some of your best clients, your best customers. Perhaps a teacher or a counselor, maybe a pastor or a minister, or just a dear friend. Somebody who, you really are. Yeah, I'm thankful for them. And here's what I want you to do. I want you just to call them up. And if they answer, simply say this. Hi, this is Stan. And, tomorrow's Thanksgiving or Thursday's Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a good week. And then shut up. Just be quiet. Let them talk. Let them say whatever they want to say. But just listen and say, thank you. Again, thank you very much. Now, one time I suggested that, and one guy said, oh, then I can maybe ask for an appointment. No. And I shouted, no. Just say thank you and shut up. Just do that. Just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let it go. I can report that from my many years of doing that and some of the people who've taken that very seriously, it really is a great experience. It is a great experience. Some of the best words you can ever say and some of the best things you can ever hear are very simply, when I think of you, I give thanks. Much more than an interesting idea, maybe a life-changing, world-changing idea. I'll be back to say goodbye.
Day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray. To see thee more clearly, the
And indeed, you just gave me about 15 minutes of your life. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for many, many, many people who have blessed my life in many ways. And I'm even thankful for some of the ones who didn't. And just because. That's what I need to do, anyhow. So, and again, best and blessings to you. And keep in mind, I give thanks every time I think of you. Bye for now.